Hello, and welcome back to another great episode of hashtag Screw the W2. And if my guest looks or sounds familiar, she actually made an appearance on my other podcast, the Wealth and Freedom Nexus. That was back on episode 85, so be sure to check that one out. But for here, we're going to do a deep dive back into Charlotte's W2 to entrepreneur journey. So with that, Charlotte, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, you bet. So now, Charlotte, maybe you can just take us back, tell my listeners, what was your previous or last W2 job? What was it like? What was an average day like?
Yeah, so I had one W-2 job right out of college. So that was not really that long ago.
Okay.
Um, so I graduated college from Georgia Institute of Technology, one of the top engineering schools here in the South. And after graduating, I had a job, a corporate job in the suburbs of Atlanta as a business data analyst. I had that job for about less than 2 years, 1.5 years. And really, I think I mentioned a little bit in the last podcast, was after graduating, that job was able to help me finance a few of real estate deals
Hmm.
um, using my salary. But quickly, I realized that as the speed I wanted to scale, there was no way that W-2 job was going to uh, complete my finance needs, for commercial property. So then that's when I decided to take a jump from that job to start my company in 2019.
Okay.
And it's been a few years. So that's really the only W2 job, W2 job I held. But I think, uh, probably similar to a lot of your listeners, um, they probably had the job for longer. I actually
Yeah.
had it for shorter, but I think the feeling of wanting to start your own company can be similar. So as far
Yeah.
as what a day is like, the terrible commute did not help the problem. It was 3 hours per day on
Oh,
the public transit, one way there, one way down here. So it was I would go from the south of Atlanta in a house that I bought and take the train up to Alpharetta, which is like a city far away from the city I lived in, and to commute every single day. So that was definitely brutal. So I used that time on the public transit to listen to audiobooks, to listen to
mm.
podcasts like yours, to learn. Because if you think about it, 3 hours per day multiplied by 5 days per week, 15
Yeah,
hours, that's kind of similar to a part-time job. So
exactly.
I wasn't going to spend my part-time job doing nothing. So I learned a ton about real estate, about finances. I mean, I graduated as a business major from Georgia Tech. So so that definitely, was helping. And I was also, I also really enjoy reading. So that's how the day started. And
Okay.
to be honest, the it was my job, I would say, did teach me a lot. I had a great boss who um, did help me and teach me a lot about business, and he's extremely smart as a consultant, graduated from Emory, uh, got an MBA there, so very, very smart guy. I'm very thankful for that experience, but I'm also glad that I'm not at that job anymore. So.
Yeah. So no, it makes sense. And yeah, interestingly enough, I think including myself, you're the fourth or fifth person on the show that left their W-2 in 2019. So I don't know why that's just been
Oh,
such a popular year of people. Yeah, I had
that's
one other
really
guest that left
interesting.
like 2 weeks before I did. It's like, wow, something about
Oh,
2019.
really? So it's funny because at that time COVID didn't start yet.
I know,
It was
yeah.
just beginning of 2019. I was just about to close on my second property, a duplex, when I made that decision. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So now, Charlotte, you kind of alluded to this. I mean, I traveled a lot with my previous job, but 3 hours a day just for commuting to your job, not even at your job. Was that like the pivotal moment where you decided, this isn't for me, or was it specifically, like you said, you couldn't scale your business with just a W-2 job, or was there, like one certain defining moment that kind of sticks in your mind, like, yep, this isn't for me?
Yes. So I have, colleagues working for the same company, and we get along really well. And I just, I go to work and I observe the kind of people I work with. And
Okay.
I think about my future as a young college grad at the time. And I'm still young, but not a freshly college grad anymore. But at the time, I think, what do I want my life to be in 10 years' time? When I get to that age, is that exactly the position I want to be in? And I look at my boss, who's a great guy, and my boss's boss, and my boss's boss's boss, and I think to myself, do I want his job?
Yeah.
Do I want to sit in the office and have that same life and do his job? And I thought to myself, no, I don't. I don't want that job. I don't want my boss's job. And I think the question to ask yourself is, do you want your boss's job? If you don't want your boss's job, maybe it's time to reconsider your position. And as far as myself, I think my unique experience of immigrating to America, came by myself at 16 years old. I fought through so much to get to where I was, and I just thought, you know what, I think I can do a lot more with my life, and I think I what I can do with my talents, and my knowledge and my resilience, my passion could be applied as somewhere that makes a lot more sense and makes a lot more of an impact. So I think that's when it dawned on me that maybe this is I need to get out of here. I need to
Right.
get out there and do something on my own. And I remember that one day I had a doctor's appointment, so I was just sitting at a Starbucks waiting for my doctor's appointment, and this this busy road and traffic and people talking about business next to me, at Starbucks, not to me. Uh,
Yep.
at Starbucks, I just give me the feeling of, you know, I this feels really freeing.
Hmm.
I don't want to be in that uh, office where it's so quiet, and people, it's kind of an older firm, not by age, but it's been a firm that's been established for a long time, and the people there kind of have, you know, stagnated in their career for a long time. So I just don't think that's
Hmm.
the environment for me. So I much rather get out there, be a go-getter,
Hmm.
which is kind of who I am, who I like to be, anyways, and really get some things done for myself. And that's when I decided to quit.
Okay. Sounds good. Now, once you made that decision, and then obviously, I don't want this. I don't want my boss's job or my boss's job or anything. Well, what were your next steps that you took? I know you mentioned you read a lot and you listened to podcasts on your commute, but what were your next steps to, you know, make that jump of leaving the rat race?
Right. So the first thing is I've already acquired two properties at the time
Okay.
of my quitting. So I've had some real estate experience. Like I said, I have a business degree from one of the top colleges, but then that's not real world experience.
Hmm.
I did, however, have experiences in real estate through actually buying and closing properties already by that time. Not that many, but I already did that. And on top of the education, I think actual experiences, getting your feet wet before you actually exit your job is important. Without those experiences, I wouldn't have any experience under my belt. I wouldn't be able to talk to anyone um, uh, confidently about my ability to do real estate. So that's, I think, really helped me. So that's the first step: get some experiences, and then you really have to. It sounds so cliche, but you got to believe in yourself,
Hmm.
to to know that you can do it, because part of what the W-2 job does to you is that it makes you believe you cannot leave it.
Yep.
When you think
Golden
about it,
handcuffs.
it really, when you think about it, it really provides, it provides you a stable income. It provides you that salary. It provides you the insurance. It takes care of your taxes. It makes it easy for you to file. Give you that W-2
Hmm.
form, that you want to screw on this show, right? So,
Yeah.
so it really is set up to keep you in a cage, raise you like a pet that you don't feel comfortable leaving. That's true, you know.
Yep.
So you have to. It's gonna be hard at the beginning. That's just how it is. It will be pretty hard at the beginning, leaving that comfort zone. But if you want freedom and if you want to become wealthy, you want to truly provide for your family, you need to be um, you need to be prepared to leave that comfort zone of yours in any
Hmm.
situation. You need to be prepared to make that jump. I prepared myself by getting actual experiences, also had some money saved up,
Sure.
It's probably not enough to launch a venture, but enough to live on, based on what your living costs are like, where you are. And I switched my phone from the company phone to another phone, my own, just to really prepare yourself.
Sure.
Make sure your work is transitioned okay. Um,
Hmm.
Hand it over, give your 2 weeks notice, handle everything professionally. But I think the biggest hurdle is honestly mental. Uh, Probably also because I was very young, and young and bold, didn't have much to lose, if you would. So that's how I feel.
Okay. Sounds good. And then I know you mentioned the obviously 2019, just like myself, as your exit year. Do you remember, exactly or even kind of vaguely when your last day of work was, or when you got that last paycheck from your W-2 job?
My last day of work was March 1st.
Okay.
I
2019.
remember that pretty, yeah, 2019. March 1st, I went from my job. I had my goodbye lunch with my colleagues and my boss, and went directly to the property that I owned and started doing business right away.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So cool. Now the looking back, we're on 4+ years since you left this or left the W-2 job. Looking back that 4 years, is there anything you miss or any regrets from leaving that and jumping in the real estate space?
No regrets whatsoever. The best
Okay.
decision I've ever made. I think um, this is what fits me. Entrepreneurship is what fits me. I think there are two types of people. One type is someone who enjoys starting a business and running a business, that kind of process, but isn't really built for it. Doesn't have a necessity to do that. But I'm the kind of there's another type, right? Type two is when you have to do it. If you don't do it, you don't feel good. That type
Yeah.
one. So that's me. That's number two. So I'm the type two kind of person who actually thrives under this sort of pressure and intense environment of entrepreneurship. So you have to think about the kind of person you are. Uh, for the listeners, that if you are really the kind of person who actually enjoys it enough that you cannot live without it, you have to think
Mhm.
about it, because entrepreneurship is a tough journey, very, very
Oh
tough
yeah.
journey.
Exactly. So now on the flip side, Charlotte, and you've kind of alluded to a number of points here, but like you said, no regrets of leaving your W-2 job. But in the 4 years that took your coworkers and boss out to lunch and then went right to your duplex, what's been the best part of your journey since you left the quote safe and secure W-2 job?
Yeah, I would just say one thing there, commenting on your question. Safe and secure W-2 job is not nothing safe and secure.
Yeah,
Here's the
I
question.
should have put that in
So
quotes.
I know, I love that question, but I think, one thing that I believe in is W job is not safe and secure.
Right.
It's why what makes it secure when it all it takes is someone to say you are fired to lose that. So
Yep.
it's not safe and secure at all. So to me, the best part is to get the safety and security of what I
Mm.
have in entrepreneurship, and the ability to make the money you want, the ability to have that potential. It's all a chance that, we're in life, we're all working to maximize our chances at succeeding. So, there's nothing's guaranteed, right? In your
Right.
W-2 job, a high income isn't guaranteed. You can work at your best chance to getting that high income. And the same thing in entrepreneurship, right? It's even more so of a higher risk uh,
Hmm.
profession, in that, the potential is there. There is a potential of making good money, great money,
Hmm.
and gaining financial freedom, but there's also a potential complete failure. So you have to um, balance that. You have to take your calculated risks to get that reward. So I think the best part is being able to have that potential, having access to
Hmm.
that potential, because being at your W-2 job, your potential is only so much. You can see your
Right.
potential, and that's that. So having that large potential access to it is the most important thing. That's the best thing.
Makes sense. So, well, as we wrap this up, Charlotte, again, I want to thank you for taking the time again to, share your story with my listeners. I've started dubbing this the hashtag unscrewed moment. If you want to kind of tell others, where can they find you, learn about what you're doing, maybe new projects that you're working on, or what you're excited about with the rest of 2023 and even into 2024.
Sounds great. Yeah. So the best way to find me is to go to our website at johnscreekcapital.com. I'm sure you put it in the show notes.
Yep.
It's johnscreekcapital.com. So I am a partner, a managing partner at a private equity firm focusing on mobile home park investing, syndications. So go ahead and take a look at our website and please send me a message. We want to talk to you. And yeah, so we usually reach out to you once we get the message within the same business day.
Okay, sounds good. Yes, and again, for all those listening, I'll have those links in the show notes so you can reach out and who knows if you're interested more in the mobile homes park space, be sure to check out episode 85 of my Wealth and Freedom Nexus podcast and reach out to Charlotte and see if it makes a good fit for your portfolio. So, with that, Charlotte, thanks again for sharing your story on how you screwed the W-2 for my listeners.
Thank you for having me.